Recording in progress.
A2000 EST OCOEE. Yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, hey. I need peace, I need love, I need everything that's coming from above. I need peace, I need love, I need everything that's coming from above. I'm with my dog, ay. Birds of a feather, we gon' fly together. Ay, we gon' rock forever like it's heavy metal. I ain't Christopher Columbus, I would never settle. I ain't Lewis, I ain't Clark, I would never settle. God told me I'm Olympic, for real. Ay, seek the kingdom, why you simping, for real? Why you talking, you should listen, for real. All this jaywalking got me limping, for real. Hey, jaywalking, hey, Jesus walking, hey, Jesus talking. Yo, big faith, yeah, I need a whole lot of that way, where I'm about to go like amigo. Can't see the vision and you can't be me amigos. I call up my girl and then we pull up to the Rego. That's the only time we pay to see you acting way different. Way different. Same book, but the page different. The page different. Is it cliche to say I'm lane switching? Well, I'm lane switching. Hold on, let me put my turning signal on, so they see me coming. They still can't see me coming. Only two things that I need is peace. I need love.
All right. I need everything that's coming from above.
I need peace.
Big faith. Yup. What up, everyone? What up? What up?
They're like, how he, who he, what is this? Hey, my studio is wherever I sit. Hey, I plug in
welcome
the
in.
microphone and then you hear that click.
Happy Monday. Click, 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 click.
It's a hit. Hey, way it hit them like, whoa.
All right.
Hey, make them do the uh-oh, man.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Flow electric, this is not a slow dance. Not a slow dance. We come together and we pray and hold hands.
All right. Let's rock and roll. What up, everyone? Happy Monday. Plan. What up? What up? Who we got here today? Clubhouse hitting. Aaron in the building. Carlos here. Yo, yo. Kunal in the building. This ain't no religion. What up, Ronnie? What up, what up, what up? Who else we got? Sebastian in the house. DeMarco's here. Project Toro's in the house. Wokie's in the building. Bear Berry's in the house. Big Zyper's here. What up, y'all? How you guys doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Monday. Good to see y'all. Nice long weekend. What up, Sandro? Sandro. What's good? How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Good to see y'all. Game time, baby. Game time. Game time. What's up? What's up? Tyrone in the house. FX Lore in the building. Bands Counted Up is here. What up, Bands Counted Up? FX Lord, don't worry, I'm getting my game up. I'm getting my game up right now in PGA. I'm low key. What up, Vishal? Stephen B in the house. Let's go, Stephen B. You like my hoodie? Stephen B liking the hoodie. Awareness in the building. Yo, yo, what up, Josh? Wiz Buddha. My man, my man. What up, what up, what up? What up, Ty Hill? What up, Jess? Yo, yo. All right, let's move this over. Let's get some things situated here. How was everyone's weekend? How was everyone's weekend? Was it weak or was it strong? Mine was strong, man. Mine was strong. Low key is better than no key. That's right. That's right. It was beautiful. Awesome. Awesome. Good to hear that. Beautiful weekend. Seems like everyone had a great weekend. What up, Jay Coop? Yo, yo. Weekend was awesome. Very nice. Very nice. Well, let's go ahead and get into it today. Today is a bank holiday here. So, yeah, believe it or not, they actually extended Easter. Would you believe that? Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Yeah, so Easter Monday. I like the sound of that. You got Easter Sunday, you got Easter Monday. So yeah, we'll see. Gold should just continue making its way up here. Let me lower the music and we're gonna fire away here. Let me just get organized on this side. If you guys can, give the stream a like here for me today. If you're not subbed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We're creeping our way up to 50,000 subs. So could you help us here today? Man, that would surely make my day. Hey, what do you think, Forex Frank? What do you think? Forex Frank, maybe I'll see you in July. For those of you that don't know, we have the TTE meetup, traders meetup, come July 5th in Tampa, Florida. So for those of y'all who wanted to come to the next meetup, July 5th is the day. You'll hear me shout about that a little bit more as we creep up into July. But yeah, I'll kind of share it here and there. But yeah, July 5th, big meetup, big meetup. All right, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and pray, and then we'll begin here today, okay? Let's do it. Father in heaven, Lord, we just thank you, Lord. We just thank you for what you've done in this community, Lord. We thank you for what you've done in our lives, in our hearts, in our minds, Lord. And we just thank you for it. We thank you for your spirit that's here. Lord, I just thank you for discernment, Lord. And thank you for wisdom and understanding and knowledge, Lord. I pray that you would help me just speak that into the lives of those in attendance here today, Lord. I pray that it would be more of you, less of me, Lord, and that you would take over this conversation right now, Lord. I pray that people would ask the right questions and you give them the right answers through me here today over the next hour or two, Lord. We thank you for your presence. We thank you for the spirit of victory that dwells amongst us, Lord. We thank you for all the promises that you have for us, and we just give you the glory. I pray your people would go in, they would study it, they would find it, Lord, like as if it was silver, Lord, as if it was gold, because it's so much more important. So we thank you for your gems and your wisdom, Lord, and we just give you all the glory for the promises that we can lean on that say we are your people. So we thank you for it, and we just give you the glory in Jesus' name. Amen. 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 Yeah, buddy. What a work of the Lord here. Praise Jesus. Oh yeah. Love it. All right, let's go ahead and begin. Today is Monday. It is April 21st, and we do have a bit of a bank holiday here, but we're here. So we're gonna chop it up a little bit. We'll have some healthy conversation over the next 2 hours or so. We'll see if we can find a trade. If we can, we'll see if we can make some money. If not, we'll hang tight and we'll wait in for tomorrow. Cool. So let's begin. Let's start the day. Look, as you see here, there's bank holidays everywhere, but for some reason the U.S. doesn't recognize it as a holiday here today. But we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. So it is the 21st. We are creeping towards the end of April here now. So we got about 9 or 8 days left, and then we'll be pushing on to May, my friend. So month by month, we stay disciplined, we stay professional, and we get the results that we're looking for. So that's what we'll do here today. Today is another opportunity to be patient and disciplined to our trading plan and to our future, really. So have some respect for yourself today, and don't get off to a bad start, but get off to a good one. And let's begin. You guys ready? We'll do a top-down analysis. Fresh breakdown, eh? Let's do it. Let's do it. So this is gold here. This is the daily. Oh yeah, let me lower this a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so this is gold here. This is the daily time frame, and it looks like we did close on Thursday. Strong bullish candle, but no top wick here, right? No top wick. Friday we did end up closing bearish, or was that Thursday's candle? Because the market was completely shut on Friday, right? Thursday was what, 25th? Wait, 25th. No, 17th. 17th. Yeah, so that was Thursday's candle. So we actually don't have a candle for Friday. So we skipped a day here. That was Thursday. That was the closure of last week. And then this week, we're obviously just popping up. We clearly have no bottom wick on this week's candle here. So, yeah, things could get a bit crazy here. So we did break the highs, though. We are pushing up. And, I mean, you know, there's nothing that we could really do outside of either roll in the profits that you're currently in, or wait for price to pull back a little bit so we can continue to look for more long positions, right? So let's take a look at what this looks like on the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart's been just pushing up since Thursday, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 4-hour candles in a row, pushing into these all-time highs, just continuing to push up here. So 1 hour tried to give us a little pullback, it looks like, but nothing, right? We just got nothing there, just a bearish candle that moved down, pushed right back up. 30-minute gave us some sort of exhaustion. So if you did take the buys, maybe on the break of these highs here, not a bad, I mean, that's really the only thing you can do, right? So maybe take the buys on the break of the highs, and then other than that, there's no new positions, you know, currently right now. So I think what I would need to see for a new long position here would have to be NY open, push us down, right? Something like this, give us some sort of a pullback, maybe be interested in participating, right, in that sell, maybe not. And then I'd be definitely open to taking the buys from a new support, right, that pushes up and, you know, retest the highs here today. So that would probably be what I have to wait for here today, according to my system, according to my plan. Is going to be a little bit of a pullback, a support formed, and then taking a buy position off that support to retest whatever highs come about here on this NY open push. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's the plan here on gold today. Otherwise, there's nothing over here to the left. There's no targets, there's no logic. So in order for us to get some logic and targets, we're going to need some sort of a pullback that'll give us market structure, and then a target which would be up here, which would be that wick to fill. So I would say like probably 915, right? Maybe 845, 915 today. We see something like that go down. So we'll see. We just got to wait. Unless you want to take a buy right here, you be my guest. You go ahead and be my guest, my friend. I will root you on from the sidelines, and you could take a sell here too as well. And again, I will just be super pumped up for you. But I will not be participating in that. I will be waiting for familiar price action so I can you know, potentially make some money here today. So that's it. That's Goldie in the all-time highs as usual. Seems to be the new thing. And that's that. So let's go move on to the NASDAQ here. So pretty much on gold, if we can get some sort of a pullback, right? It's coming down. I mean, we need pullbacks on the 4-hour chart as well. I mean, look at this. Just look at it, right? So I think that's what we're going to need here. Anything above 08 here, I think just remains bullish, right? So anything we do and we stay above 08, which is right here, 34.08, even if we range, right? As long as we stay above there, we're going to continue up today. Right, unless we start breaking that previous 4-hour low, which I think is right here, then we probably shouldn't really even be looking to short too much here. Let me see, 4-hour low. Yeah, 4-hour low sitting over there. So yeah, we'll see. Anything above 08 though, I'm looking for buy positions for sure. So that's that. Wait for a little pullback. Let's move on and let's move over to NQ here, and let's take a look at the NASDAQ and see what we got going on here. So yeah, so same deal, kind of like reversed, right? So you kind of have the same pattern here. If we look at NQ, we kind of want to just talk about it real quick. So we've been moving down, right? We came down, we came into this overall very, very high level of support, came back, pushed up, and then we just kind of created this little range here, right? So we had this little range on the daily time frame here. Let me just erase some of this. And what we notice here is that we actually closed below it, right? So we have support here, we have resistance here, and this candle here ended up closing below the range, right? So now we do have an official closure below. The next candle stayed below the range, and now we're beginning to break the lows. So I am pretty bearish here on NQ. I would expect us to come on back on down into that support level. We either reject it, push through it. So let's see what we can do here on the NASDAQ. 4 hours been trucking down here for quite some time. So I would love to see a little bit of a pullback on the 4 hour, right, before continuing moving down here, but you never know, right? If we start breaking through these previous daily lows and all that, you might start to see a bit of a push here. So let's look at the 1 hour. 1 hour just gave a resistance. We got decently clean traffic to the left here. All right, let's take a look at this. So supports here. You have this candle never broke the lows. Let's see what's happening. So you got a little bit of a support on the 15. Let's take a look left on the 15. Let's see how that's looking. Looking okay. Looking okay. We got some wicks. We got some rejection. It's decently clean coming down into 18,000 pretty much here. So I think if we can get a closure back below that support, there may be an opportunity to go short here on NQ. So something like this, I really do love this pattern here on NQ where you get a bearish closure, right? 815 or 830, and then I think we can continue moving down. Yeah. So, and that would basically be coming down into those 4 hour wicks, right? So this is one where you definitely want to take some partials midway or, 75% through this range, because if we look left, especially on the 4 hour chart, you're running into all that rejection there, right here and right here. So yeah, NQ sell's not looking too bad though here. We'll see. I think the 15 minutes going to keep us safe and maybe give us a closure and then look for sells. All right, so that's the game here. That's the game today, my friends. It is a bank holiday, so just be easy a little bit. Don't go too crazy, Tarzan, and we'll be all right here. Cool. Greenery, my man. Green's here. Green is here. Lovely, lovely. If you're in gold buys from earlier, decent. I mean, I don't know if it lines up completely with the playbook, but good job. And NQ sells, I mean, they're decent too. So they look even better if we get that closure. George VDM, how was your weekend, bro? What's up, Pablo? Student trader in the house. How many years it took me to be profitable? Almost 3. Just about 3. And everyone's different. Everyone's different. So you can't really compare mine to yours, because it took me 3 years to become profitable. It took another guy I coached literally 7 months. So you can't, everyone's story is going to be different. How to find out you're profitable? You literally just look back on your trading days and you go, oh my God, look at this. Last 3 weeks I've been pretty profitable. Just get hot, man. Just get hot. Don't worry about when am I going to be profitable, when am I not. Just get on a heater. Just start gaining momentum. Start going on a huge streak, right? Don't even worry about becoming profitable. Just execute really good trades. Every single trade that you take, and then you will look back in the course of 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and you go, oh, man, look at this. I mean, I've had 4 green days every week for the last 4 weeks. And then some people still scratch their head and think, well, when will I be profitable? You're profitable. You're profitable, G. You got to accept it. You got to believe it. See, most people just don't believe they could be profitable. That's the big thing. That's the big thing. So you got to believe it too. You know, got to believe it. Am I live every day? Yeah, Monday through Friday. What up, Xander? What up, Donald? Yeah, man. Some of y'all been having profitable months for like the last 3 months, asking, you know, when will I'm just wondering, when will I be profitable? It's like, dude, you're profitable right now. Great job. Just keep doing what you're doing. What up, OGH? Let's see what we got going on in the clubhouse here. DJ Scratches, what's up, brother? What's up, Isam? Yo. Any trades in London? I don't know. I wasn't in London tonight. I usually don't go to London on Mondays or my Sunday night. Yeah, every other night I'm in there. What up, Bryce? Yo. All right. Yeah, we had an amazing webinar this past weekend. We really just drove it back to the basics. I think sometimes that we all need a bit of a refresher, right? And just a lot of times we understand the basics, yet we then over time begin to complicate it. So it's very good at times to really revisit the basics of your trading style. And I know it's always a good refresher for me. I think it's going to help a lot. Everything we talked about this weekend is completely applicable this week. So Monday through Friday, you'll be able to apply everything that we talked about in the webinar this past weekend. You'll also be able to take notes and be able to see some of the things that we talked about begin to play out, right? So that way you have a better understanding of it. So for those of you guys that are new, don't even mind taking a week of just watching things, right? Just watching things and how they play out, and seeing if what we're talking about and what is actually happening is lining up. And then that'll help just boost the confidence in you as a trader. How come I don't use volume indicators? Because I'm waiting for candle closures anyway, so I'm not really chasing volume too much. I am a volume hunting trader, I guess you could say, but I'm not just chasing all volume. There's certain things that keep me profitable, and I just like to stick to that. Yo, what up, Juan? Good morning. Do I recommend to buy or sell right now? I don't recommend either, right? Because you can buy, but we're really in the all-time high, so we can kind of come up and then just pull back. Or we could sell, but we're really in the all-time high, so it's deadly up here, you know, so we could just pull up. So I would wait for structure, you know, I'd just wait for familiar playbook position. See, once you have a playbook, everything's black and white, right? There's no confusion. Once you have a playbook, you never ask questions like that anymore. You never have any sort of confusion, should I buy or sell? Because you follow the actual candlesticks, you follow the actual patterns, you follow the price action, right? You follow the market. So there's never any confusion on when to get in and when not to get in, right? It's always like, okay, playbook set up here, execute. No playbook setup, don't execute. It's very easy. It's such an easy way to trade. I really wish more of you guys would come over to the profitable professional side. I'm begging you, practically begging you. Hey Nick, how are you? I'm doing fantastic, my friend. I have a question about the seminar. Where should we define the market trend on low or higher time frames? So you want to define direction on the higher time frame, meaning where will the 4-hour candle go, right? That's the big question. Hey, where's the next 4-hour candle going, right? But then what we're trying to do there is we're trying to look for the trend on the lower time frame, like a 30-minute, right? Because we know that if the 4-hour candle looks something like this, let's say this is your 4-hour time frame, and this is kind of like what we're sitting at. We know that all of this, right? So pretty much from here all the way up to here and even through here, what that is that's just a range, most of the time. That price is in. So we don't care about like or let me do it this way. This is a trend, right? So this is like you coming up from here, right? And now you're coming out, now you're pushing down, right? And then you're pushing up and pushing down. So like by the time you break this high here, right, you're basically breaking out of a trend on the lower time frame. Let's just say like a 30-minute. So this is these two candles are the 4-hour time frame, but within this box here, that would be considered like the lower time frame. So you have price coming up and making higher highs, higher lows, and then maybe you get a breakout or something like that, and then you take a buy position as the 4-hour candle starting to flip bullish or break the bullish highs. So you're looking for the direction of the candle. What direction will the 4-hour candle go? And then down on like a 30-minute, you're looking for the trend there. So typically what you'll see there is you'll see we have this move down, right, that lower wick. So you'll see a red candle, and then you'll see candles begin to trend upward, right? So boom, 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 and then you'll start to see another little pullback here, right? Because now this candle's got to kind of open up. So we moved up. Now this candle has to move down to create the lower wick. So you'll see kind of pullbacks here, and then you'll just start to see the trend unfold on the lower time frames, right? So then that's typically where we come in and we say, hey, I want to take a buy on the break of that 4-hour candle's high, and now we're getting a closure, right? That's typically where we'll take our buy positions. Does that make sense? So direction of the candles will be on the higher, like 4-hour or daily, and then you'll start to see things like this on like 30-minute, 15-minute. Boom. What up, Jameel? No, I didn't take any trades in London. This is my first time looking at the chart since whatever day we left. What was that, Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. So yeah, I haven't seen anything. Haven't taken anything. Let's take a look back at NQ here. Yeah, you see that? 15-minute keeping us safe. Keeping us safe here. So now I think if we get a closure now, then that ain't looking that bad at all, right? Something like this would be beautiful. Hey, look, if we can push up, by the way, like until 9:15, that'd be even better, because now we know like this is probably just creating the higher low for us, right? So maybe at that point we could even take sells from up here if we get the closure that we're looking for, right? Something like this, and then have volume come in. So the higher the better, but yeah, I wouldn't mind if we get a closure now below. Is there any specific time that you trade, or you just take trades whenever? Yeah, very specific times. Usually most of my trades are going to be at like 2 a.m. anywhere from like 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. because this is pre-London. This is London open. And then I usually won't take you won't see me take any trades back until at least like 6 a.m. or maybe even like 6:15, right, for pre-New York. And then I'm typically open to taking trades at 8:30, which is coming up. 8:30, 9:30, you guys know that. And yeah, so somewhere around these times. 9:30. I also like 11:30. Yeah, I mean, these are going to be your bigger volume times from your bigger sessions. Pre-London, London open. Pre-New York, New York open. NYSE open. So those are the times that I like to personally get into trades. Every now and then you'll see some random trades like NQ. I'm still dialing in on NQ and finding the good volume times in the afternoon and whatnot. So sometimes I'll take trades around like 1:30 p.m. So just my main times though are London open and New York open. Why London's dried up now? Yeah, Asian's been cooking. Asian session has been lit. Yeah, we've taken trades I think almost every day in Asian over the last like week or two. Impulse trades? No, we've been taking those. So my impulse moves are like the fade and the inverted celery. Yeah, so we've been doing those for like probably like 6-7 months now. Haven't had many fades though this year actually at all, surprisingly. Fades will tend to probably pop off as we move along here in the year. You got to remember we're still in April, so it's still very early in the year. I mean, we're getting into the year now, but you know, like even like January, February, March, we just got on a heater. Like most years, I'm pretty slow during those times. According to the playbook, how many trades do we take per day? There is no set trades per day in the playbook. Yeah, the playbook is to get good as a new beginner. I would recommend sticking to 1 or 2 trades a day. If you're a little bit more advanced in your ways and in your approach and your mentality and all that, then I would just recommend every time a playbook setup shows up, like a legit one, not some of the ones that you guys show me, but a legit one. Anytime that shows up, you should be executing. Yeah, unless it's for personal reasons, like I'm already up $5,000 on the day, or I'm already up 500, or I'm down, 1,000. I don't want it, you know what I mean? Then you got choices. But if it's just a regular day showing up and looking for trades, I mean, every playbook trade that makes total sense, I think you should be in. Goldie heading towards outer space. Yeah. Higher volume on NQ. NQ tends to have a lot of good volume in the afternoon, like after 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. it gets crazy. So actually the further you push into the afternoon, the more volatile NQ begins to get. What up, Abes? Abs? Is it Abes or Abs? You're the GOAT, man. You're the GOAT. Who's got good questions? Anyone got good questions here? I want to help you guys maybe improve your life a little bit or help you out in your day-to-day here. What up, Segan Slays? Do we stream London on YouTube? No, we only stream London in the clubhouse. Nick, the move on NQ at 7. Was it a good if the next candle? Let me see. 7. No, I wouldn't have taken it. It's just too much chop right here. Yeah. Even if it had a steeper wick, I would have been waiting on a closure. Closure. Volatility. Yeah, there has been a lot of volatility early this year. There's been a lot of things happening though. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a lot of worldly things going down. All right, so we're breaking the lows here, right? So I like the fact that we did break the high here. I am not going to take this sell. You guys know exactly what I'm looking for. I don't change my mind, you know what I mean? Like, well, we're breaking the lows, so you know what? Screw it. We're not going to wait for support. We're going to just do this, right? I don't do that. So if you guys are taking these sells, good. I mean, we might come down to the line. We might not. We might come down to the second white line. I don't know, but we're too bullish, and I'm not taking sells here. I'm going to wait for that support that I've been waiting for and go from there. Do we trade Asian? Yeah, we trade Asian in the clubhouse. In the clubhouse, we trade Asian, London, pre-New York, and the New York session. And we also meet once a week on Saturdays to do a like an hour and a half long webinar. China's buying all the gold. Yeah, that could be why we got volume in Asian. What up, Dan? What up, Slam Dunk? Amen, brother. Do you trade gold all-time highs? Not. I mean, yeah, I do, but like I need a support to form, and then I'll trade back up there. But I don't take buys like way up here where there's no high, where there's nothing else. But if we can come down, create a little support, just like I asked the market to do for me, something like this would be perfect. And then once that support is established, that's where I will enter the markets. So I want my trade to look something like that. So buy on the break of the highs, stop loss, somewhere over here. TP right here, and that's it. And then I'll go home. That's it. That's my day. So that's what I'm looking for. Let's see here. Although I could definitely see us giving a pullback on the 4 hour, that doesn't matter, right? Because I could have said, I could see a pullback coming right here once we get into this resistance. Yet we kept going. Or you know what? I think we can get a pullback as we start filling that wick. Yet we keep going. Well, you know what? We just closed with like no top wick, so surely we're gonna get our pullback here, right? But it just keeps going. So I don't do that anymore. Like, I sample size the fade for a long time for those reasons right there, so I'm not going to get caught up in that. But I will wait for support, and then once it's formed, I will take buy. What up, Sam? What up, Louis G? Happy Easter, Sammy. Let's say if there's a support formed to buy on a 30-minute, but there is one candle resistance on the 1 hour, do we still take that buy? Today happened? Yeah. So we talked about that in the webinar this weekend. We talked about that big time in the webinar this weekend when the 1 hour candle is still bearish, but 4 hours bullish, right? You guys took notes on that? Yeah, so this is why I don't play with fire here. I don't play with it. How do I put stop loss on top step? You have to execute the trade first. Or I think you can just set a limit order, right? Yeah, I think so. How do I join the clubhouse? Just hit !clubhouse or go to timetoeattrading.com and then you'll see all the options there. Clubhouse, we heating up, baby. It's April. You know what happens in April and then in May and then in June? We ready. Hey, by the way, chat, we are approaching our best months. Year after year after year, 3 years straight now. April, May, June have been our best months of every year. So we're heading into it. We're looking forward to it. The volume's kicking in. It's kicking up, ripping around. So we're excited. Let me pop the clubhouse up here. There we go. Stephen B, nice hoodie, bro. Okay. I see you. Where'd you get that? All right, cool. So basically the first green candle that we start to see, that's going to be our opportunity to move back up here. So maybe we will create support right now, right? And create support here. Maybe, I think it would be best if we can come down to 34.08 and form that support right there. So that would be nice. And then now we have a clean range to potentially move back up in and a wick to fill maybe during like 9:30 today. So like if this candle also can come down, we can make this, what time is it? 8:30. So it's your 8:30 candle, your 8:15 candle, 8:45 candle, maybe, kind of closes bullish, and then we may have some opportunities to launch back up here. Let's take a look at that 4 hour candle too, because I think we made a steeper low. Oh no, we didn't. Yeah, we just pulled back a little bit. Let's see. Can you please help on how to create a trading plan? I don't really have a trading plan, to be honest. Like I feel like I used to when I was newer in the game, but I don't really have a trading plan. Like I have a playbook that I follow, but that's it. I don't have like a trading plan where it's like, well, today I will show up and I will trade from 8 to 10, and in those hours for between 8 to 10, I will trade gold, GBP, USD, and NZD, USD, and I will only I will only have 12 pip stop losses for 24 pip TPs. Like, I don't have that. I just show up and look for the best trade according to the playbook. One of the playbook setups. I try and line it up with the higher time frame, and I just go. Yeah. But I remember, man, I'll send you guys pictures of my old trading plans. Oh my God. Hey Nick, just look down and just, loop, swoop, and pull, and make sure the laces are tied up very nicely there. Like, I don't know. I think you should have a playbook, and we should all be mature enough to follow it if we want to make money. I think that would be a great deal. And when I say a playbook, just make sure your playbook actually makes money. Some of y'all be trading playbooks that don't work. It's like, I'm trading my playbook, but you're showing me the results and it just doesn't work. So there's got to be something you got to figure out there. Like, you could have a playbook, but if it ain't profitable, I mean, it's there's no point. If the candle on the 15-minute finish is bearish, we can put a resistance above. Which one, brother? Which pair? 15-minute? If the 15-minute where'd it go? NQ? Okay, cool. Yeah, by the way, gold. So the only way I'm taking sells here on gold is if we do something like this. So if we get like a fresh, strong, like bullish closure, and then followed by a bearish closure, that's probably the only way I'd really be open, right, is getting a nice closure below here and then taking a sell like that. Otherwise, I'm just going to wait on the buys here. But NQ, let's take a look. Yeah, if we get the resistance, it all just depends. So I can say, hey, once we get resistance, we sell, right? And my vision of that would be something like this, right? Get a candle that closes like that and sell down. But then one may hear that and then they see the resistance and it forms like this, and then they're like, okay, perfect, well, let me take the sell, right? But now you're just it's just not worth it at that point because you're right at the floor here, right? Because so you could easily knock on this door and just reject, right, and move up. So it just all depends on how the resistance is closing, right? How it's formed. If it's something like this where you have a lot of room to go and you could take a sell coming down, then yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? But if that same candle closes as a resistance, but it closes like that, then you really want to wait at that point, And what do you want to wait for? You want to wait for a closure below, ideally like something like that, and then a nice, kind of like what we talked about on gold, a nice closure here, because now you have a beautiful resistance, a fresh breakout, and now you got all that clean range to the left to go down. So yeah, that's kind of how you can visualize it. But we got to wait here because you never know where the candle's going to close. Just joined the clubhouse. How do I get accepted? You should be accepted within the next couple minutes. Yeah, refresh Discord in a few minutes, and you should see like all the clubhouse channels and everything. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Anything you need, we're here to help. So don't hesitate to ask questions, send charts, anything you want to share. Just put it in the chat and let's run it. Let's level up, my friend. Let's level up. Mr. Blends. We are the trading plan. That's true. Would I explain the 4-hour bias? Yeah, so basically like the direction. So basically like I'm always looking for my direction based off the 4-hour. So if the 4-hour candle, and I don't really look at, I know a lot of traders kind of zoom out and look at, I think I look at a chart a lot different than what most of you guys are maybe used to, right? Because most traders will look at a chart like this and they'll find direction, right? So they're looking at the macro point. They're looking at a much bigger picture of what's taking place, where I do it a little bit more, I don't know. I don't think this way is as popular, I would say, right? This is just a little bit more of like the minority way of looking at it, to where I'm going to find my direction simply based off of the last like 4-hour candle or two, or just where the range is, right? So if we go to gold, or neither example right now is that good because they're all just pushing down or up. But I'm going to look at the previous 4-hour candle, and if the previous 4-hour candle looks like this, right? And as long as we're not like in a resistance, like you see how this 4-hour candle, like if we were looking at this candle right here, we're right at resistance. So it will be a little different because I'm going to factor that in to my 4-hour bias, right? Because we could just reject it. But if the 4-hour candle is clean, right, and there's all clean range below, let's say there's a breakout here, looks like this. All right, now we have, let's say our targets are down here and there's all clean range. Then what I'm going to expect is the next candle to kind of come up and make a top wick, and I'm going to be bearish just based off of that idea there. So I know now I'm just looking for a somewhat of a downtrend on the lower time frame, right? So something like this, where you have these candles kind of making these downtrends, and I'm just going to take a sell off of like a resistance. That's it, you know, to anticipate this candle moving down. Yeah, it's hard to give a full explanation in just a minute, but that's pretty much the idea. So it's not that complicated is what I'm trying to say. You really don't have to be that smart. This is a good playbook because you don't have to be that smart. Yeah, you just got to be like, you just got to remember what they look like and just not do anything stupid. Yeah, the cool part about trading is like, if you know what you're looking for, you come in, you do your top-down analysis, and then you just wait for what you're looking for. Right? Now that wait could be an hour, could be a minute, could be 10 minutes, could be 2 hours, could be 5 hours. And that time is what puts the pressure on the trader typically. So after they draw up their top-down analysis, like already, right? You guys are like, hey, how's the gold fade? Right? Well, we already drew up our analysis on gold. We already know what we're looking for. So I wouldn't take the fade, right? Because I already drew it up. So the key is to not do anything stupid in between, right? From the point that you draw up your analysis with a logical mind and now waiting for the analysis to play out. In between that time is where the markets put the pressure on the trader. They trigger the trader's emotions. They get the trader thinking, and then that's where the trader ends up blowing it and screwing up, and then maybe taking a fade position like maybe we would have here, and now potentially getting stopped out. So you got to really, you know, stick to your guns here. Most of you guys have a great plan every day, I'm sure. You just deviate in between, and then that's what kind of throws your profits off. But yeah, anyone who joined the clubhouse within the last like day, you'll see access to it all now. Welcome, my friends. Excited to have you guys on board. 156 people in the clubhouse right now on a lovely Monday morning. Good to see y'all. Good to see you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the webinar this weekend. That's right, energy. Just wait. Just wait until the A+ setup shows. Did I start my trading journey with this method? No, I didn't. You know, I had to trial and error a little bit. I looked at a few different systems, and you know, I spent 3 years, really 2.5 years, I would say, about 2.5 years, kind of looking for the right system to trade, and then I would say like a little over 2 years in, I found that, and it took me another 6 to 10 months to kind of like get that down to where I could start seeing profits, and yeah. Did I ever fear having money? Yeah, you know, that's so you don't know that you fear it, but God's always trying to hook you up and save you. So there were many years where I was just chasing the money, but for some reason I couldn't get it, right? And in a way, I almost didn't believe I could. Like I wanted it, but I didn't truly believe that I could, right? So, but I didn't realize that money in abundance is our natural state. So I was going against my natural state there. But what's going to happen a lot of times is God's going to prepare you for that money. So let's say the money I make today, I couldn't handle that money 10 years ago, even though I wanted it, or 8 years ago, or 6 years ago, right? I couldn't handle it. I wasn't prepared yet. I didn't have, in a way, God will make you work through the land and through the journey. So that way, by the time you get these things, you don't idolize them, right? Because if you get it right away, you start idolizing it and you start getting this big ego and you start spending it freely and you're very careless about things. But when it takes time, right? The Bible says little by little, right? Little by little, it starts to come. And when it builds like that, what's happening is as you're building your income, at the same time, you're building your character, right? So that way, as the income continues to grow, your character is able to handle it. And you can have so much money coming in, but be extremely frugal, where if you just hit the lottery, you're going to spend that money, right? Like, and I don't even mean hitting the lottery. I mean hitting a big trade or catching some success really, really early. Most people that catch success really quickly obviously end up taking a bit of a hit so that way they can learn and build their character as they build it back up. So yeah, I wouldn't say I feared it. I would say maybe I just truly didn't believe that I can have it because I didn't go through the actual journey of getting it yet. You know what I mean? But you know, basically my 20s, I spent my 20s just grinding away, building that character, trying to get some money, and always, you know, being just shy of it. But at the end of the day, you know, I think that was for a reason, and I think God was just building me up, building my character up, so that way I wouldn't idolize money or idolize things. And now I don't even care. I don't even care about success. I don't care about money. And the more I don't care, the more it grows. The more I have this carefree spirit about me, the more abundance I begin to generate in life. So it's pretty interesting the way it works. You know, our ways are not God's ways. So sometimes we try and do something that we think is totally right, but it's really totally wrong in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, I truly don't care. I don't even care. What up, Mr. King? Yeah, so I think there's a belief. I think there's a lot of belief that goes into it as well. And, you know, a lot of times that has nothing to do with, I mean, it has everything to do with us, but a lot of times it just comes from our upbringing. It comes from, you know, how much money our parents made growing up, what kind of lifestyle we live, how much money we made, you know, what our peers do. You know, a lot of stuff goes into it where you're programmed in a way to fear money. You know, if you were around parents who all the time said, "Don't worry, don't always be looking for money, son." You know, like money's not good. Money's not good. Like money is good, right? But it's not the grand all be all, right? It makes things a lot easier, but it's not going to fix your mentality. It's not going to fix your relationships. It's not going to fix your health and fitness, right? But it sure does make those things a little bit easier as you begin to lock in, right? Like I have a friend, this dude was a drug addict. This dude literally ruined his relationships with his family, right? But then he ended up changing his whole life. He ended up getting into personal growth and development. We helped him with the books. We helped him with the audios and the podcast and the spiritual life. And all of a sudden he began to change, right? And as he began to change, he began to reestablish those relationships with his family. And on the side, he did begin to make more money. And now he is making a lot of money. But the money didn't didn't heal the relationship with his parents. Right? That was up to him to personally grow, to develop, and then to go have those conversations. So it's not like money's going to save you from anything, because he could have had all the money in the world and not seen his parents yesterday on Easter, right? And not had a relationship with them. But because he fixed it, because he personally grew himself, and that's why we talk mainly about personal growth and development over, you know, finances in a way at times, because your finances will never, ever exceed your level of personal growth and development. So once my mentor told me that 11 years ago, You know what I stopped doing for the most part? I stopped focusing on the money because he said the money was a byproduct of personal growth and development. So I honed in. I started focusing on more so personal growth and development. And again, that's where my belief built, and that's where, you know, we earned it. And the money started coming in effortlessly after that. But did money make my boy's day yesterday a lot better on Easter? And was he able to fly his parents in and do a bunch of fun stuff? Absolutely. Right? But it's not what changed. It's not what healed the relationship. So it all goes back to us. Top Step promo code? I don't have one. I do have a TopOne promo code. It's TTE. So if you go to toponefutures.com, you can get a account with them for 50% off. Yeah, God had to order the steps. So I had the plan, but he had to order the steps. 100%. And what he was doing in the meantime was he was teaching me discernment as well. You know, because he also does share. Don't preach to people, right, that don't really care. Right? Otherwise, you're throwing your pearls right into the pigsty, right? So that's why when people stop taking my mentorship, I stop reaching out to them. I stop responding to them. And I just pray for them, you know, because at that point they're not able to receive some information, right? So I'm not gonna waste my time. And I think a lot of people do this. A lot of Christians, a lot of Muslims. You guys try and harper, just throwing up all over people that don't care to hear it, right? So you got to pray for those people and keep things moving. All right, same thing in trading. All right, I'm not gonna want your trading success more than you. All right, I want you to succeed, but you gotta want to succeed for you more than I want to succeed for you. Speaking of wanting to succeed, Mr. Johnny Gems here. See, I never had to check in on him. I never had to ask him, John, did you study the trading today? Never. Hey, did you eat clean today? Did you do your 10,000 steps today? Right? Because winners just win, right? Winners. So I'm always willing to pour into Johnny Gems because he's always willing to take the mentorship. How are you, John?
Yo, what's
good to see you, brother.
What's good, my brother? Good to see you as well. I'm feeling good. How are you feeling?
Everything amazing, man.
Amen. Good to be back, bro. I'm ready to sow what I want to reap here this week. Let's do it.
There you go.
So good to be back. What's up, chat? How's everyone feeling? Happy New York session. Let's run it. Let's crush it with patience and discipline today, chat. It's going to be very hard to lose if we're going to be disciplined and patient to high probability setups today.
Yay. Patiently waiting. Goldie, no wick here. What time is it? 8:49. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, look, I think now if we can close below here, come 9:30ish, I would be open for that move. A little range 2 here, or somewhat of a range 2. You got a 100 pip move to the downside. So we'll see. Other than that, gold might just keep ripping here today.
Do it, gold, bro. Nice.
Oh yeah, sometimes I do take trades like that. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's if volume's coming in. So let's say I think what you're referring to is, let's say we get a pullback here, right? Pullback, little pullback, nothing too crazy, and then we get a bullish candle, right? So you're talking about sometimes I take the buy here, even though there's a resistance here. Is that what you mean? I think so, right? Yeah. So sometimes you'll hear me say, hey, anything above 34.11 is good for buys, or anything above whatever this is, let's just say 34.16 is good for buys. So although we have that resistance there, look at us in this nice uptrend here. So as volume's coming in, most likely, if you're gonna wait for a closure, by the way, you can wait for a closure if you'd like to. The only thing is, over the course of my experience and all that, I know if it's 9:30 or London Open, if you're waiting for that closure like that, you will most likely miss it, right? Because there's just too much volume in that candle. So if we make the lower wick, I will be totally fine with entering the buy before that and then anticipating this move to kind of come up. So the only reason I do this now is because there's been so many times where I waited for the closure and we were just gone, right? And then by the time we did close, this is what the candle looked like. And then it's like, all right, I guess I'm not going to take a buy now, right? Because now we're way up here to take buys. So I think experience helps with that a little bit. If you don't have that experience yet, then just wait on these closures like I did for, 3 years and miss this move over and over and over and over and over. And then you'll finally get a read on it to where, hey, I feel like we can execute off the support and not wait for the closure this time. Yeah. Does that make sense? You got to have volume coming in, though. What's up, the market billionaire? Let's go. I like that name. Claiming it.
Fire name.
Come on, Stephen B. We need all of you guys to move down to Florida. Come on. The weather's perfect. I'm not sure what y'all are waiting for.
I don't know, bro. Beautiful weather yesterday, beautiful weather today, beautiful weather tomorrow. It's a life hack. It's a life hack to live somewhere where it's warm.
Yeah.
Waiting for you, Stephen B.
Debo. Can you give me some advice on this? All right, let's see. So Nick, I need your opinion on this. I'm ready to resign from my 9 to 5 to fully focus on trading. I told this idea to my girl and she is scared. About this choice, but I'm scared about the fact that I'm still choosing a safe route while I'm still young. Can you give me an advice? Yeah, how old are you? My bad. I forgot. I don't know if I've asked you that. So it's such a tricky question because let me just share the way I did it, and then you can kind of take it for what it's worth. So for me, I kind of had that same mindset. I had that same approach, and I had a little bit of money saved up at the time, and I just quit my job. But I don't recommend that because I don't know if everyone is built the way I'm built, right? And that's not here to be like, yeah, look at me, I'm so awesome, right? But I'm just a little bit different. And I don't know if everyone can handle that, right? That window of opportunity. I also had a baby on the way, so there was a lot of pressure. And do I recommend, I think pressure is a privilege, but do I think everyone can handle that type of pressure? I don't know, so I don't know if you can. Or maybe you can, maybe you can't. But I just went all in. I went all in. I dedicated my entire life to this for those 3 years, and I just went to work. So the tough part is I failed basically every day for 3 years, So I was just running out of money. I was doing anything I could to kind of make some more money. I would get a payout, but try and stack it away. And so it was a very rough and tough kind of journey for me, where maybe if I had a job or something, it could have been a lot easier on me financially, but I wouldn't have been able to put in as much time and maybe not have been able to get the success that I was looking for if I had a job. So it's so tough to tell you without truly knowing you and sitting down and having that conversation together. But I would say if you have like a year, at least a year's worth of expenses saved up, so that way if you run into something, you don't have to scurry, then I think that's probably the best position to put yourself in. But again, I didn't have that. I just had some dollars and made some more dollars along the way and just figured it out. So, but again, I don't think my story is kind of relatable to most people. I think looking back now, I would probably recommend the average person keep their primary income. So keep their job and then just build this as a secondary income, because this is very up and down, right? So you don't know, like we had a great January, February, March, but we don't know if we'll have a great April. We don't know if we'll have a great May, where there's no, in a way, like security. Now, like, am I secure in my skill set? Am I confident in my skill set that I will make profits? Yeah. But that doesn't necessarily guarantee it. So I would say if you can, maybe save up a good amount of money to where you're not stressing about bills and you can focus your time and energy on trading. And if you don't have the money saved yet, maybe set a plan to where you put away X amount of dollars, and then once that's put away, you go fully committed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That will
Debo.
at
I
least
mean,
allow you to trade with some peace.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
because it only hurts you if you're counting on paying the bills on this trade we're taking today. If you're counting on paying bills with the trade that you're taking today, that's where trading can become very stressful. But if you got money stacked and for a rainy day, and this one trade isn't gonna make or pay your bills, make or break you today for this month, then you will be able to still trade within peace, not in a stressful, manner, which is important, very important.
yep.
Because I do think there's an appropriate way to go about it. I think it can become stressful if you put yourself in a situation to cause it to be stressful. But yeah, I think if you do what Nick said, you'll be good.
Yeah. Also, what's your trading like? Are you profitable? If you're profitable every week, then the choice is yours. But the thing is, if you're not really profitable yet, then that's where it can get
Definitely.
bad sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, those should be a must. Those two, so saving up a good amount of money and being profitable are very two important ones. And I would also add that, the one or two trades you make, within 1 to 3 trades, winning trades, you should be able to make like a good portion of your monthly expenses, I'd say at least.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you
That'd
have
be
your
good
job
too.
income and then you add this income, right? And like, let's say you make $50K a year or something, right? And then all of a sudden you start making $50K a year here. I think that's where you have a really incredible options to where now, like, think about this too. If you work like another full year and have that 50 grand and then try and increase this as well over that next year, I mean, I think you'll set yourself up in position. And at 23 years old, I mean, if you can get this done by 25, 26 years old, I mean, you're literally so ahead of the game. It's not even funny. Like, there's people in this chat right now who are probably in their 40s and 50s and 60s that are working on this right now. So you have a golden opportunity in your early 20s to be able to make this happen. Right? So you got to seize that opportunity. And I think holding on to the primary income, which is your first income, while building this, I think would be a very wise decision. At least for the meantime, for now. And look, you could be free. I mean, I've been free since 29 years old, 28 years old. I haven't had a job. So it's a beautiful thing, and if you can get that done by the time you're 25, if you're 23 now, you get that done by 25. I mean, you the rest of your life, if you do it right, will be, a really, really good time. So sacrifice now, maybe hold the job down for a little bit, and then, live the rest of your life as the best of your life. What up, Arrow Sassy? You never go full retard. Yeah, and even then, like even now, like I mean, I have other income sources, so I'm not fully dependent on trading anymore like I once was. But again, I think all traders should end up becoming entrepreneurs, right? I mean, like once you get a bunch of money, now you got to figure out what to do with it, because you can't just spend it and you can't just sit it in your bank account. So you got to invest it. You got to figure out different ways, and a lot of times you're going to invest that money, and that investment is going to bring you another stream of income. So by default, I think most traders that end up succeeding making money end up starting other businesses or, producing more income in other ways, which I would highly recommend. And I never looked at my job as a job, right? At a certain point, I knew I needed it for a little longer to get my freedom. So I just pretended that it was my own business, because at the end of the day, you, me, or you are a business. This place is just hiring you for your service. So if you can treat it like that, you have a good positive perspective about things and not make it, seem like it is what it is, right? Where you're just working for these people, but instead you carry yourself with, respect basically, and do the best you can. Just considering this another stream of income. It's just another stream of income. So once you find a way to make more money outside of your job, you're no longer married, or you no longer feel like you're in destitute, right, to this job and you're going to be there forever. So now you can kind of switch your mindset on and be like, you know what, I'm building this trading thing on the side. I'm just going to consider this another income. Just like this is another income, so is that. And then this income will help me fund that income, and then that income will get me rich pretty much. But yeah, you're going to need something. You're going to need something. But remember, financial literacy 101, income high, expenses low. Simple. If you could do that, if you can do everything we just talked about, and at the same time not buy anything stupid in between, your life's going to be incredible. All right, this is starting to heat up here. We're looking good too. We did reject that resistance up there, or that previous support. So we did reject there. I don't like this 30 candle here. So we have a really, really solid 30-minute candle coming up to a closure. 15-minute coming up to a closure here as well. I think if we can close doji or celery here on the 15, then we got a shot. Yeah, at the break of these lows. It's only 20 pips, so I'm not like desperately like, we need this. You know, I'd much rather just wait for the bigger range, which is going to be below here anyway, and then take the sell. Boom. But yeah, you know, that's a good question. And Debo, like if I asked that question back in the day when I was 23, that's probably not the answer I wanted to hear. You know, the answer I would have wanted to hear from my mentor is, yeah, quit the job, brother. You can do this. You got this. Screw work. Freedom time, you know, but that wasn't the best answer, right? I think, you know, we need to understand, like, instead of what we want to hear, what we need to hear. And I just think without knowing you, right? Maybe if I knew you, my answer would be a little bit different. But without really knowing you the best, then, you know, that's probably what I would recommend.
Yeah, because the last thing you want to do, bro, is quit the job and then have to go back to the job. Like, no one wants to do that, right?
No man wants to do that.
You want to do it the appropriate way.
Yeah.
Understand, bro, it's definitely possible. Never lose faith in that, bro, because that's so possible. There's traders doing it. And just set out a plan to appropriately and responsibly quit your job, bro, so you don't have to go back, right? Imagine quitting your boss, telling him to kick his ass on the way out, and then you have to go back and ask for a new job. Like, no one wants to do that, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Because I've done that. You know, my whole, I mean, every time I quit a job, I never thought I was going back to work. Let's just put it. And I'm very famous for that growing up. Like, I would get these jobs and then I would quit them. Because I would always think my other business is about to pop off. Screw this job. One little thing that made me upset about it or made me feel a certain way, I'd leave. And I'd be like, I'm just going to go, you know, succeed in my other business. And then I would end up having to go back to get another job. So, you know, it's just a bummed out feeling that you can save yourself from too. Putting the steel toes on, do it. Do you visualize? Absolutely. Vision, gang. Imagination is the beginning of all manifestation. You do know that, right? You do know that. Like, I was talking to someone in the elite program the other day. It's like, we were talking about that, and I'm like, well, think about it. Right now, I imagined that one day I would be able to sit in front of another trader and help them and call it the elite program. And here we are. And then one day he imagined that he could potentially sit across from me and work with me in the elite program. So you see how both of our imaginations, how everything first started in our imagination. Everything you see right now was once someone's imagination and then began to make it happen. So you got to visualize. You got to visualize everything. Everything you want has to first be visualized in the spiritual realm. It has to be lived in the spiritual realm, because that vision that you have, I know you think it's just something that is random, but it's not. It's just as real as what your eyes are seeing here. So it's just a different realm, believe it or not. And that may spook you or scare you, but it's the truth.
Yep. Facts.
Learn life. Trading multiple pairs can decrease accuracy depending on who you are and how your brain functions. For me, it would definitely decrease accuracy because my brain doesn't function. I need things broken down very simple and easy to understand. So that's why I typically just trade 1 or 2 pairs. But I have other friends that they find comfort in the chaos, you know, so they like 10, 15 pairs, and it's just all about, you know, the individual. There's no right or wrong. No right or wrong how to pull money from the markets. Like I was saying on my story the other day, there's no right or wrong on how much size you want to put in, right? Just because one guy puts on a 10 lot and you put on a 3 lot doesn't make him over risking, right? That's just his style, his flavor. So the cool part is there's no right or wrong as long as it makes money. Key term there. As long as it makes money. The Forex Mindset just arrived. W. Enjoy that.
Hey.
Great book. Great book.
Enjoy that, bro. A lot of gems in that.
My favorite way to manifest? I manifest all throughout the day. I'm always visualizing. I'm the kid that got thrown out of class for daydreaming. Right? But now making more money than probably some of those teachers made in 5 years. Can make that in 1 year now, you know? So I always visualize all throughout my day, even when I'm, just stupid things, right? Like I'll just visualize different cars or different houses or different places or just different things of my day. I'm just a big kid at heart that just uses my imagination to this day. So everything I have here, I once just visualized them, whether I was just in the car, whether sometimes I sit down, I have a guided meditation to where I, listen to as well. But yeah, I have a gratitude journal, and I also, in my journal, I write down what life will be like. So every single day I have a journal where I write 5 things I'm grateful for. I write my money goal. So I write it in the term of I'm so happy and grateful now that X amount of dollars flows effortlessly into my bank account every month. And then below that, I write a big paragraph on how life is, right? Writing as if I'm already at that point financially, writing how life will be like. So I get to see my future all day long while I'm living in my present. And that's typically why I'm on the move, right? That's why you guys see me jumping from crib to crib, car to car, place to place, is because I'm just on it right now. On top of it, because once you realize, you go a point in your journey to where you hope that works, right? Like, man, I hope I can get there, or visualization, like I hope I could do this, or hope I could do that. But then you just get to the point where it's working and you know it works. So now you get into this crazy flow. Yeah. Everything I want wants me. It's simple. Anything you desires you. All right? There's a reason you desire something.
You attract it right to you, bro, because of your state of being. And that's why you have to put yourself in that state of being. Like, you have to assume it, you have to become it today. Your state of being has to be that you want to attract.
Yeah. Gold is just going up. That's all gold's doing. So for gold, we need a bit of a pullback. So anyone happy we didn't take the fade position earlier? Right, we would have been faded up out of that account. So yeah, we gotta wait. We gotta wait for pullbacks. And NQ actually doesn't look bad. It's starting to look really good here if we can get a closure. So I really don't care much about gold today. I'm a little bit more locked in on NASDAQ here. Top 3 trading books. I've only really read one. I've only read 3. So I've only read the Forex Mindset, which was probably my favorite, The Best Loser Wins, and Trading in the Zone. I think the other book I want to pick up is The Disciplined Trader. Yeah, maybe I'll check that one out. And there's another one called One Good Trade, but
Yeah.
I haven't read that one either yet.
Which one do you like the most out of those three? The forex mindset.
Yeah, I think I related most to the forex mindset. I think that was my favorite.
Yeah, that one was fire. I took a lot of gems from that one.
Yep. Let's go FX lore. It all starts in the imagination. It really does.
Facts.
Right? One day I visualized, man, it would be really cool. How many people are here today? It would be really cool if I can have a live stream and just live stream in front of 600 people, 700 people. Right? That was just in my imagination at one point.
Bro, I remember when we talked about it, like, in the car one time. Like, we talked about, like, live streaming and coaching traders and stuff. So, yeah, in the imagination, yep. Everything starts there.
Yeah. How long have I been trading? I think I'm going on 6 years now. Yeah, 2026 will make it. In like 2019 is where I've really kind of started to grab the bull by the horns. Yeah, I kind of knew about trading before that. I did a little what was it called? Like high frequency trading. You guys ever heard of that? High frequency forex or whatever. So I did a little bit of that in like 2017, 2018, but you know, I wasn't that into it at that point. Oh, nice, Donald. That's cool. I didn't know they had the PDF. Yeah, that's true. That's what I mean. Forget trading books, use the playbook and read personal. Yeah, I think personal growth and development is probably even better than trading books, because at the end of the day, that's, you know, all of this, all the movement here is just human emotion, you know? So if you can learn how to handle your emotion, you can start to see these markets very clear today. Very, very clear today. Like there's some days where I'll just be yapping up here, and other traders will take like 4 or 5 trades but in between me yapping, and yet they'll be negative or break even or something, and I'll go ahead and take one trade and make like $2,000. Right? So it's like, which way is better? And then outside of that, they miss some of the gems, you know what I mean? That could probably help them move forward in their trading, but because they're too busy trying to chase the money, and you know, they can't hear what I'm saying. Best way to visualize? I don't think there's a best way, but if you go look to your left or right and you find the door of whatever room you're sitting in, just turn all electronics off, turn all computers off, and go stare at that doorknob. And just note down how long you can stare at that without being distracted. Because you got to get focused first. So if you don't have the focus yet, you won't be able to make it happen. Like, this may spook some of you guys out, but when I go into meditation, I actually leave the physical realm. I mean, whoa, wait, what? Yeah, I just hope my body will be okay. Like, I be leaving my body in the sauna at the gym, just hoping none of these guys are going to, you know. And I just go. I just go into my future. So you can't do that without extreme focus. So you got to work on the focus first, and, you know, then you can start to get into it. Manifestation, by the way, isn't really much of wanting, it's having. So you want to get the feeling of having it, right? That's why you can go into those other realms and understand what that feeling is like. This morning I blew up one of my accounts, revenge trading. I decided to go for a walk. 3 hours, discovered that I was... Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can, that's what I mean, like staring at the doorknob, going for a walk, sitting down in silence, solitude. I mean, it's going to unlock, you know, a lot of things that you may not be able to get because we're so dang distracted, you know what I mean, as a human race here. Very hard to quiet the mind. But once you quiet the mind, it's crazy. You find everything that you need. How do you get enlightened? Imagine you could actually get enlightened within 30 minutes. But just most of us can't stop looking at our phone or our watch or our whatever other gadgets we have. Some of y'all got the cell phone in your glasses now. I went to go buy glasses the other day, sunglasses. Guy was like, "Hey man, you want these? You could answer the phone, go online, go on." I'm like, "Hell no, I don't want those. You know how much radiation that is around my head?" He's like, "I'm wearing them right now." I'm like, "I can tell. Look at you." No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so I was like, "Nah, I'm good." But yeah, you gotta, in a world full of distractions, you gotta find that solitude.
Yeah, Matt, me too, bro. That's when I do my best thinking, bro, and I'm just walking with zero distractions. I'm able to find my solutions to my problems. I'm able to come up with good ideas. And yo, just to add on what you said, bro, like that's what's up, because every problem in trading only happens because we wanted to make money. Like that's the only reason we cause problems, right? Our ego wanting to make money over just following the plan. So yeah, when you can really detach yourself from the outcome and from the money, you're able to clearly, logically see the process and see the plan in front of you. And yeah, bro, if traders can learn to detach themselves from the money, they'll be able to focus on the charts and the process more. So that's going to be very key to traders having success here. They understand that making money is just a byproduct to them focusing on the process. So if you can realize, one, that making money is a byproduct to you focusing on the process, and two, that the charts and the process is where the logic's at, those two reasons are going to help you really detach from the money.
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand it. You got to realize it, and you got to understand why that's important. And I just told you why. So I think if you understand why you should do something, you'll actually want to do it more.
Yeah, that's true. How come I didn't take gold celery? What's celery? Which one? Oh, this one here? That one? That one we closed with no wick. No wick at the top, no bottom wick on this candle. So, and I'm not comfortable with that. I'd rather wait for a good solid support. Like that was all we got on the 15, but then it closed with no wick. And then the next one opened up with no wick, and then the next one. So it's just these aren't good market conditions to go ahead and trade gold right now. That's why I'm a bit more interested in NQ here today. 15 closed right at support though, so we need a good closure below. I did that before I joined the clubhouse when he spoke about the 8-figure mindset. Sat there and looked at the wall for 15 minutes just thinking about who I needed to become, what I needed to change. That's amazing. And look, you know, we're proud of you, bro, too, Assam, because you've been here consistently. You say good things in the chat, you ask good questions, and there's no doubt I could see you coming up in the game for sure. Like, just stay steady, stay committed, and keep making those 8-figure decisions, and you're right on it, bro. I know it.
Yeah, facts. Good job, W, bro.
Yeah. That's a big move for me. Yeah, you know, like sometimes, like I think it was Xander one time. He was like, hey, you know, I can't really remember what the example was, but he said something and it just made me think. And he said something about, hey, you know, over the last month I learned this and this really helped me out. And it's like, I think I said, hey, look, even if it took you all year to learn what you learned, that would have been worth it. So a lot of traders want to learn things and do things so fast, but they don't understand that trading is a bit of a complicated business, right? So you got to dial this thing in before you become, you know, Tarzan out here, right? Just doing whatever you want. So even if it just took a year to learn like a specific lesson in the market that you can use to pull money forever, I mean, that's worth it to me. All right, can we get a closure? We got 9:30 coming too here, so.
Give it to us.
Give it to us. New to the stream, welcome my friend. Wondering where you get the support and resistance levels today? Yeah, so basically you have previous support up here. So you have that support up here, which is the most recent range, right? Because if we're looking at the ranges, this is the ranges that NQ is making here. So we clearly got a fake out here, right? So we kind of, and I want to show you guys an example of how like the market in a way is like arced, right? So like this was our first range, let's just say 1. And then what happened is we broke through there, we consolidated, right? We retested range 1, and then now this was range 2, right? So we consolidated here, and before we broke through, we retested it and drove down, right? So now what we're doing is we're creating another range here. So this is like, let's say range 3, right? So range 3 is sitting here. So notice, just like range 2 retested range 1 before it left, range 3 retested range 2 real quick. And now if we can get a closure below, to the left, there's all clean candles coming down. So if we can get a closure below that most recent support on the 15-minute chart, let me show you, 15 minute right here, then I think the sells are going to be super valid at that point. Yeah.
Facts.
Ideally, like, it would be nice to get like a nice bullish closure and then a bearish closure, and that'll kind of keep us out of harm's way for 9:30. So like maybe if that candle can close a little stronger bullish, and then 9:30 to 9:45 does something like that would be perfect on the way down. But we don't know. We'll see if we get that.
Need the candle to close first, then we'll see.
Yeah. I'm moving my PS5 out of my office so I can stop screaming, "Play me," while I'm waiting for...
There you go.
Yeah, some people the PS5 thing's a distraction, you know, like you gotta get rid of it. And by the way, I can see, so I got a PS5 last week. By the way, I needed to get a PS5 because I just be grinding too much. So I'm the opposite, you know. You guys got to get off the PS5 to grind. I got to get off the grind sometime to PS5, right? So it's some of us could be using it for two different things here. But with that being said, I can see how grown men will get caught up in such a false reality. By the way, I think PS5 could be demonic. He's like, here we go with the demonic thing again. PS5 in this my player mode and all that stuff will deceive a man to the next level, right? I could easily see how these grown men can become world-class athletes or whatever it is in the game, right? And have them be a XX whatever worker in real life. So don't let these games deceive you, man. It's so real now. Have you guys seen the movie Ready Player One? Man, we here. Ready Player One is here, and I see a lot, especially men. It's so like it's one of those like you know, like just to see a grown man with children so distracted, living this low vibration, low income lifestyle, all while being a genius on PS5. It just makes me want to hurl. If you don't have a reference on the left, as in this case with gold, do you still buy? No, I don't. Nope. Why you blow that account on Thursday? Yeah, I did blow it up. I blew a 100K account on Thursday. But I only had $1,000 left in it because I just took a big payout on that account. So yeah, I was swung for the fences on NQ. By the way, that trade on Thursday with NQ looks so good. So good. I had such high hopes for that trade, but yeah, we ended up pulling back.
At least you took the payout and then blew the account, and not just like blew the account.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I haven't played video games in like 10 years, so I actually had to get used to like holding the controller again. But none of y'all want to smoke in PGA 2K25. No, just kidding. Stay off the PlayStation. I ain't playing with none of y'all until I see a payout from you. The only way you can play with me is if you got a payout. Otherwise, get back to work.
Facts, bro. Stay hungry.
Talking to you like I'm your boss now. Just kidding.
How did you play some this weekend?
Yeah, bro. I won the players tournament. Come on. No, I'm just kidding. I actually lost in the players tournament.
I seen that you came in 13th place.
Hey yo.
No,
It was third.
Sorry. Sorry, it was third. Bro,
Let's
that game's
go.
sick, bro.
I'm down to play, but I need to see a payout. Otherwise, back to it. All right, this is gonna be good, man. 3 minutes. If we can get this bullish closure, and then 930 doesn't run completely down on us, which it could, by the way. But if we do get some sort of a closure here, I'm taking these shorts, just like I did on Thursday. Yeah, we ready. Rocket League? What's that? I'll have to look it up.
Rocket League, that game's pretty fun. It's like playing soccer with like trucks or cars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I'm down to play soccer golf. That looked pretty cool.
that'd be sick, bro.
Yeah,
I don't
man,
even do that. Oh, soccer, but like in
You
golf.
kick
that's
it. Yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy. I studied that trade this weekend, and I'd take it all over again. I think so, Andy. Yeah, I really didn't see much wrong with that trade on Thursday. Like, you guys seen what I did. I went heavy on that trade, too. Like, that could have been like a 10 to 12 to $15,000 trade if that one would have ran, which I really did expect that trade to run, but you know, sometimes it ain't gonna happen.
That's
That's
that
the game.
randomness of the markets. You do everything right, and you're still wrong.
Yep.
Gotta embrace it.
Yo, what up, bands? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Who's coming to the TT meetup in July? Let me put the link. Can we
Yeah,
get the
word.
link out there? So if you guys want to RSVP, you guys can RSVP on the link. We're gonna do a meetup here for traders in Tampa. We look forward to having y'all there.
Pull up.
If I have 200 saved, should I buy a TopOne account or go for the live account? Actually have 350, but 150. I would go with like a 50K Top Step challenge account. Yeah, or a TopOne challenge account, and just pass the challenge. You know, that way you don't have to spend too much money. You don't have to invest too much. Let your skill do the work for you. Yeah, I'm assuming like you're a good trader and you got skill. So let the skill do the work, I think. Maybe a 50K, maybe 100K. That way you're only spending like 50 to 100 of that 350. It's not too much pressure, and yeah.
Yeah, the 50Ks are honestly the easiest to pass too. So you may like enjoy that one better.
Yeah.
50Ks are very popular.
50. C Melly's gonna be there. Let's go. Hey, C Melly, did I hear you say that was your birthday weekend?
Melly.
Still a little newer. Yeah, so if you're still a little newer and stuff, I would recommend going like a 50K combine. Taking your time with that, just getting your rhythm down, and then, you know, go from there. Yeah, I wouldn't go with like a straight to sim funded because, you know, just in case you take a hit on that, you know, you spend a lot of money, and yeah, I think the 50K would be perfect. So yeah, we did close bullish here. So next candle, if this next candle at 45 can close something like this, we're in, or I'm in there. I don't know about you guys.
This next candle's about to either juice or melt.
Yeah, we got no wick here, so we very well could begin to work our way down. And let's take a look at gold here real quick. Gold, oh, man, yeah, gold is so tough. So tough. So nothing here for me yet. I think in order to keep my pockets safe today, I will wait for the pullback somewhere here and then a legit support formed. So I won't take any impulse. I won't take any fades. I won't take anything other than what I drew out earlier. And I think that'll keep me in check here today. But NQ is looking more like the play until that support is formed. So we got to see what happens here. We're kind of retesting that zone again here. Oh, yeah, that's right. Same as Maverick's birthday. Duh. 7-7.
Oh, nice, Melly.
Yeah, Maverick's birthday
Nice.
coming up too. The big three. The big three.
Wow.
Activation fees are 150. Yep. The pullback on gold that I'm looking for. So the pullback on gold is I'm either looking for one of these white lines, basically. One of those white lines. Ideally, if you can get a fake out in this range here, right, and then a closure back above, that's probably perfect. So what I mean by that is kind of candles come down, right, tap that zone, and then if we can get a actual closure in the zone, right, and another one that kind of closes back above now we could say, okay, there's a fake out there, and then we can execute buys. Yeah, to retest the highs. Can we all agree that that's the best buy position to take on gold today?
Yeah, I agree with that.
According to the playbook that we've been trading for the last 4.5 years.
Definitely, bro. I think that's been the plan for London, pre-New York, and now New York.
Yeah, we've had the same plan pretty much every session.
Yeah, literally.
The Clubhouse, does it stream all the sessions? It does. Yeah, we have a live stream for Asian, London. We even have one for pre-New York, and then we have the New York session one. We should use the playbook more often. Yeah, definitely should.
We do? What do you mean?
Past the terrible twos. Hey, look, Maverick might be the best kid ever to enter the world. He has been the best, the easiest, the most. I mean, this kid's got such a bright future ahead of him. Yeah. The most composed, calm, nice, helpful. Like, this kid is spot on, man. He's a pleasure. He's a pleasure to have around. The best. Okay, give me 1 minute. I'll be right back, all right? 1 sec.
Yo, Louis G, bro, I know. It's a joke. I know, bro, sorry. What's up, Louis G? Yeah, we should start to use that playbook a little bit more often. You're right, bro. I have a 50K eval account. Should I trade NASDAQ? Also, what size contract should I trade with? Yeah, I think just keep in mind NASDAQ is double. So NASDAQ double everything. So one lot's really two lots. So I would keep that in mind. But I don't know. I would say whatever you really are comfortable with risking or comfortable with losing, that's what you should risk. So whatever that amount is, that's what you should do. I think maybe start on the micro chart with the 50K. Maybe do like 2 or 3, maybe 5 lots. Again, all your personal preference. Really no right or wrong with that. But yeah, I would just say keep that in mind. Everything on NAS is double. But yeah. Can you explain the onion? The onion is basically just like a pattern that happens and repeats itself in the market. So like if price makes a high, all the onion is waiting for price to make a new higher, a lower high. So when price makes a higher low, that's where we enter in to have, we're basically getting in at the higher low to retest the higher high. Understanding the probabilities are high, right? There's an 80% probability once we make a higher low that will retest the high. So that's basically the onion. And then same thing for the downside. If we make a low, we're going to wait until price makes a higher low to then get in a short to retest the low on that higher low. That's basically all it is. And then the breakout is just range, right? Price is consolidating, price is ranging, and then a candle breaks outside of the range. And then we anticipate that the candle will break out to the next range. So you trade the micro charts with 100K comma. Risk is all personal preference. I mean, I don't really want to give advice on that because that all depends on you and your situation. So, I mean, I don't think there's any right or wrong, to be honest. But for me personally, I would be trading on the GC chart. I would trade on the mini chart for the 100K combine. That's me personally.
It's looking golden.
Exactly, Ronnie. What is 1 to 2 more hours of patience gonna do? For real, bro.
9:45 might be the play here.
Might be.
Gold might be setting up too. For like
NASDAQ right
10,
back down.
10:30. Yeah, NQ looking good here.
NQ
All we need
the
is that
best.
closure. Oh, snap. Oh, here it comes.
Oh,
NQ might be gone here. Lovely 9:30. Gotta love it. If we can pull back and we'll kind of close there, I'm in there. Yep, be careful because this candle right here at 9:30, we've watched this. We've watched this candle close doji. Breaking highs, breaking lows, and close like right here. So just be careful here. I'm willing to let that whole thing go. I can care less. I can care less about that move, right? But if this candle closes below, then that's the move I care about. Gold, yeah, gold could be setting up here too. Yep. Lot of traders entering sells somewhere in between here. So I'm just gonna wait on that closure. Let's see. Some of us took this after London this morning. Very good onion. Let's take a look. Little low volume. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, perfect. That's what we're looking for on gold right now. Just something just like that. That's your ideal position right there, bro. Beautiful job.
yep.
9:30 is dangerous. Yeah, 9:30 is dangerous here. Is NQ and E-mini different? In lot sizes, yeah. So in size, they are. Come on, stay put there, buddy. Stay put. Yeah, I think the minis, the micros and the minis, the difference is like NQ. One contract is what, $20?
Yep.
And MNQ, one contract is $10. Wait, no. What is MNQ?
Wait, not $2.
$2. Two per contract. I don't think I've used this one, the MNQ. So Johnny.
So Nick.
What are we doing
If
today?
I don't see a red candle on gold, I'm leaving.
Should we go back to the lagoon today? The lazy river?
I'm so with it, bro. Let's do it, bro. That was super fun. Today's a perfect day to kind of just sit in the float and let the sun soak on you in the water.
True. It is Monday, so someone's got to do that.
Yeah. It's kind of a mood, too, with gold being at all-time highs.
True. Damn, gold, stay down. Stay down. Down, boy, down. My goodness.
It's all good, Goldie. I'll go stack up on food for the week if you want to play around with me.
Don't play.
Gold may be Asian session vibes. We'll see.
I think I'm gonna have to go clean up the leaves at the pool today. What's my opinion on trading robots? Try your best to become one. Yeah.
That's fire, bro. That's good advice.
Smells like inflation? Smells a lot like inflation.
Yeah, facts.
Asian session? Yeah, maybe. It's raining in the UK? Ah, man. Assam, when are you coming to Florida, G? Look at this. 76-degree weather is waiting for you here today, buddy. 80. It's going to be 90 degrees Fahrenheit today. We're just waiting for you guys. Look at this. Not a cloud in sight. Not a cloud in sight till 9 p.m. You guys ever watch Toy Story? Seen the what's it called? Wallpaper?
Like the wallpaper kind of, yeah.
That's like Florida almost every day.
Yeah.
Toy Story wallpaper. Toy Story wallpaper.
Let's see.
Wall decals, wallpaper. Yeah, look at that. It's perfect.
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
That's when you look up in Florida, outside of, I would say a couple, you know, what are we going to call them here on the live stream?
Too.
A couple, you know, little
Chemtrails.
streaks here, little streaks there. Streaks, you know, a couple little streaks going on, some random things that are not clouds, but they try and make them look like clouds, you know, wink, 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 wink. They're just all over the place, but outside of that, it's just beautiful, crystal clear skies. Yeah. Just try and block out the chemtrails and it'll be all right.
Yo, chat, when you guys gonna move down to Florida? Those of you who want to, at least. When you guys have a set plan or not?
Everyone's moving to Florida.
That was like my first plan after graduating high school, get down to Florida.
Chinese spy balloon. And then John made it happen right after high school. What a G.
Yeah, bro.
Lives in his own spot. He doesn't live with mommy. He ain't playing. He ain't doing, you know, the video downstairs basement video game with mommy. Man, that's a grown man right there.
Say thank you, bro. I was built by Nick. Nick built me, so I only know what Nick has programmed me.
It's 78 in Fort Lauderdale. I know it's perfect today.
Damn, beautiful. Yo, my Floridians, it's a pool day today. We gotta enjoy it, right? Take advantage of this weather. What y'all doing in Florida?
You don't have to be scared of Florida. Just in July, August, September, you might die of like a heat stroke. Who knows? But other than that, you should be good. Don't worry about it. Just March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. You know, you might get a heat stroke, but it's perfect. Texas? I've actually never been to Texas.
That's fire, Louis G. I like that, bro.
Damn, yeah, that's sick. The thing about Florida is everywhere you go outside, no pun intended, is like freezing cold. So you go in your house, it's cold. You go in your car, it's cold. You go in the store, it's cold. You go in the restaurant, it's cold. The only place it's actually hot is outside.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Facts, bro.
That's why you see Floridians rolling around in 90-degree weather with like hoodies on. It's like, what's this guy doing? Like, I got a hoodie on right now. It's low-key type chilly in my house.
Yeah, facts, bro.
All right, anyways, this looks pretty good here.
Yeah.
So let's see how this closure works out for us. 15-minute closure. Might have a sell stop here if we don't run. Sell stop. So yeah, I think the sell stop is going to have to be on the break of the lows there. I would like to see a bit of a top wick here. I know it's the 15-minute, but I don't like when candles just run down. So let's see if we can pop up real quick. And then I will have a sell stop here. So let's see, can we move through the range or will we get a 15 fake out here? Oh, I finally found alligator, fried alligator. Green, we're good. We're good. Yeah, this is NQ. Let me put the watermark up. Yeah, I found fried gator for Green to eat. So next time you come, Green, I got the spot. I got the spot, bro. Okay, so the way this trade for me is going to work is something like this. Entry on the break of the lows, stop kept above the range here. Looking at about 40 pips, and then TP is going to be somewhere down here for like 60, 65 pips. Yeah, somewhere down here. I haven't ate the gator yet. I haven't ate it yet, so. By the way, this is a part of the 930 candle, so just keep in mind that this thing could close doji. Let me break the low there. There we go. Trump tweeted about gold. Uh-oh. What'd he say? Anything good or bad or what? Alright, cool. So we are here. NQ is activated. So we'll see how we could do in this trade. We got volume. So we'll see if we can push through. Ugh. Just moved to Miami. Oh, snap. Congrats. Miami living. Very nice, very nice. How do you like it? Where in Miami did you move? Oh, you moved out of Miami into Georgia. I see, I see. Okay, different vibe. Definitely nice. A different vibe. Miami's a little different than Georgia. A little different.
That's what's up. It's fire.
Alright, we'll see what NQ's got here for us. We'll keep stops back in the range here. And that's basically my trade. If you guys want, you can keep your stops maybe above the 5-minute highs, which isn't too bad either. So I'm going to keep mine somewhere back in the range up there. All the exes live in Texas. Yeah, I have family that live in Georgia. Georgia's a nice place to be. Uh-oh.
Oh.
NQ turning on us here.
Q.
Stay down, puppy. Stay down. That just missed my stop.
That shot up.
We're probably going to get hit here. Most likely going to get hit on this 30-minute wild candle. Let's see if we can stay below the 5. Stretch your screen out just a little bit to make it better.
Will we respect it? Will we respect?
Come on, NQ. Put some respect on us here.
Damn, that was crazy.
No market today? Yes. Hey, we're trading on a bank holiday here too, so we're playing with fire. We're getting risky. Let's take a look at this 5-minute candle here, because this 5 minutes going to close here in 10 seconds. So we got to see how this thing closes. Come on, go below the range. Ugh. 5, not the best closure here. Not the best closure. So I'm just going to keep my stops above the 5-minute high there and see if it holds.
Gotta make a lower wick on the 5.
Let's see here. Heartbeats fast. Heartbeat. Remember, gang, this is just one trade. So whether you win it or lose it, it's not going to make you or break you here. It's just one trade here. So keep that in mind. Don't get too married or emotional. Just let it play out. If it hits stops, it hits stops. If it hits TP, it hits TP. Oh, I didn't go outside while putting the trade on. Maybe I should. Is that good luck for us, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Should I be leaving right now? Should I get out of here?
Yeah, bro, get out of here.
That is true. Let me go grab some water. Maybe I'll come back and we'll be in profit.
Go grab some water.
Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Yeah, this thing's gonna melt for Nick now. Yeah, that was a good trade either way. Losses part of the game. Good trade. If you're gonna take a loss, you want it to be a good loss. That's a fact. Not in and your heart's going fast, I feel that. Yeah, NQ can get crazy, like we said. It's 9:30 candle especially. Yo, look at that. Respecting the high perfectly there. Wicks don't lie, candles don't lie. Snap. Nice, Zyper. Just took it on the practice account. Cool. Still in, yeah. Yeah, I think Nick has the best stops right now, if you're still in.
Whoa, how we doing here? Let me get the heck out of here. Yo, I'll be back.
Bro.
I'll be back in yeah, let me let this candle close. What am I doing trying to mess this up? Yeah, I'll be right back. Back. It's going up. I'll be right back.
Wow. Yeah, nice Legrand. George. Nick casually standing on the side. Damn. This thing's gonna melt off, I think. Yeah, Cody, Wicks don't lie, bro, for real. They don't. Wow, stops respected by a point, I see. New 5-minute candle gonna open up. It looks like too. Gonna close up here.
Oh, nice. Charlotte, come on, NQ, give it to us. Is that me? Is that what you guys are saying? That's me on the side of the computer. No, now I have nothing else to do. I got my water. I used the restroom. Now I'm here.
Nothing to do now.
Nothing to do besides see if we get TP here. Stay right there. Let's see if we can start pushing through the lows and break the lows. That's probably when I can go break even. But until then, gotta basically hold it. Let's see. And on the practice account, nice, nice, very nice. Mm-mm. 1 point, yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, let's see if we can get the job done here, though. Let's see what gold's doing in the meantime. Yeah, just moving up.
Continuing to move up. That was crazy, bro.
All right, I think that's a good time to move stops here to break even. So I'm going to move stops to BE here and see if we can make our run down. Can we get it? Can we get it? If you guys want, you guys can close something here. You got 25 pips. So you can close something if you like. 5 has very little to no top wick. I think I'm going to hold it. But, you know, whatever you like to do, you could do. If I had a partial available, I might take that here, but I don't. Let's see if the 15 can keep driving.
Yeah, chat, if you got stopped, this happens, man. You know, it's part of the business. These type of things will happen. You get stopped and price will move right back down. So don't really let it affect you either. Just part of the business.
All right, let's see. Can we get the push? Last minute push. 2 minutes on the candle. If we close it out of wick, I'm just going to skate up out of here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to close this here. Yeah, 2 minutes left. I'm going to close full right there at 39 pips. 39 pipperoonies. W. Great trade. Wow, just made that one.
Yeah, nice, nice.
Holy smokes. Let me screenshot that. Boom. Just survived that, man. That was crazy. Nice trade, gang. Nice trade. Beautiful. We waited for that on NQ, and we got it. Yeah, that was enough to do the job here for us today. If you took that trade, throw a W in the chat. We should hit this full TP here. Yeah, nice little 2 minute push there. W. W.
Good trade, bro.
Yeah, nice. We'll take it.
I'm about to call it because I got to do some things here.
All right, brother, do it.
So I'll talk to you a little bit later. All right,
Cool.
chat. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And W trade. All right.
Nice trade.
All right. Peace out, y'all. See
Peace,
ya.
bro. Peace. Yeah, good trade. Good trade. If you got stopped out, I've been there. I've gotten hit by a pip or two. This one I just happened to survive. Let's call it. Let's call it. Yeah, notice how once we broke the lows there, once we re-broke the 15 lows, 5 lows, we just started to get going. Yeah, perfect. Oh, wow, look, we did end up closing without a wick. Awesome. Good trade. Let me do this. Let me just bam. So tag that trade up, gang. Bag it up, tag it up. Make sure you're journaling these trades. If you have any questions, ask now or forever hold your peace. Let me just mark this trade up real quick. So just what we wanted really on NQ here, right? We waited for this the entire time. So we talked about how we wanted to see some sort of closure back below support here. But this candle closed right at support. Remember that? That candle closed right at support. So from that point, the plan is if we can get a bullish closure, right? And then followed by a bearish closure that retests the zone, closes below the support, then we could take the sells on the next candle moving down, right? So that was kind of the idea here. And then what happened was we had a current wick, right? So we had a current wick that sat like right here. But a lot of times what can happen, especially on NQ, is you can kind of make a steeper top wick. So notice what I did there. I went down to a lower time frame, right? Like a 5-minute time frame, to see is there any like wicks or anything that we can keep stops above that make a little bit more sense than just the random 15-minute top wick. So that's when we go down to the 5, right? I actually moved this like just in time, right? Use that as the stop loss. Price came pretty much right up to it, respected it, closed back below, and then just continued driving down. So we drew this whole play up about an hour ago and just waited for it to work itself out. See how easy the profits were? They weren't that easy. A little heartbeat here, a little heartbeat there on that one, but those are nice ones. Damn. 100 pips to the downside. How much did I enter with? I entered with $20 a tick. So just about one contract. Pass my 50K combine. Let's get it. Pass my 50K challenge. Let's go. Let's go. Very nice. Let's see. Yeah, I think we drew it out. When did we draw that out? I think it was like right here. Yeah, right here. What time was that? 26? Yeah, so we drew it out right here. Right? That's what we wanted. That's what we were looking for. And we didn't deviate on anything outside of that, right? Once we finally got that, that's what we ended up looking for the trade. Once it showed up, we entered the trade, and the rest is history. Wow, look at this melter. We got a melter. Very good. Perfect 15-minute though. Money. And look where we closed, right? We closed right at that level with no wick at the bottom. So that's your sign to exit. All this is, you know, extra pips, but you don't need those. Let's see here. Let's see here. How many trades did I take today? That was my first and only trade today. Next good setup. Next good setup's going to be just like we waited for earlier. So you got to get a pullback here. So you see how NASDAQ is playing the ranges really well here today? Remember the ranges I drew out earlier? Where you have consolidation, right? Breakthroughs, consolidation, retest, breakthrough, consolidation, retest, breakthrough, and now we'll probably get a pullback, some consolidation, and then a continued move down. Yep. No, it's okay. Thank you. All right, so that's that. That's that. So now you just need a pullback. So what I mean by that is, can you get the same exact thing to happen? By the way, it's still early here for NQ. So can we get like a move up here and then a resistance formed, and that's going to be your next opportunity for sells. Took the trade. Congratulations. Nice, nice. Crazy Bees locked out. Smart move. Smart move. I entered the very low risk on my... Okay, perfect. Still made some money. 150 bucks on 3. Nobody knows nothing. Let's go. Let's go. Nice. Nice job, guys. Nice job, Clubhouse. Locking the bag up too. Smart, smart. Is this anyone's first trade ever on the live stream? Anyone? Anyone's first trade ever with us? Later, Vishal. Have a great day, my friend. See ya. Till where can we sell NQ? Okay, so that would probably be TP1, that gray line there. And then now you're going to fill this wick here. So you see how we're coming down to that 4-hour wick fill? That's probably your TP2. So 179.20 there. And look, I mean, below that, gang, is so clean. Like, so clean. So this thing could really run, you know, throughout the afternoon if it wants. My first trade here, W, my first trade. Oh, damn, a lot of you guys. W, some of you second. Very good. First day on the stream, nice, welcome. Awesome. Some of you guys like your 200th trade on the stream. Gold is, I'm not touching gold probably today. Yeah, I'm not happy with gold right now. All right, cool. Anyone have any final questions? I think that's it. I think I'm going to pip and dip here today. It's Monday. I got some things to do. Let me know. Clubhouse, what do you think? What, you guys want to hang around? You guys want to call it? Should we meet back in Asian? What do you guys think? Most of you guys want to go to Asian? All right. Yeah, that's our money, man. We got our money today. Asian. Call it. All right, cool. Yeah, I think we'll call it here. Good day. No need to stay overtime when we already got paid for the day. My first time trading NQ with you. I took extra positions when price pulled back. Okay. Didn't hit stops, then closed after 5 minute. Didn't catch a full move, but still happy. Nice, James. Nice job, man. Nice job. Asian, no. So Asian's going to be in the clubhouse only. Yeah. So New York session's really the only one we do on YouTube. By the way, if you're in the clubhouse and you just joined, I would very strongly recommend you go watch the most recent webinar that we did titled Back to the Basics. It was a webinar that we did this past Saturday, and I think it could really help you out. Yeah, if you're not in the clubhouse and you're getting in today and you want to do a little study, definitely check out that last webinar. It's titled Back to the Basics. Highly recommend it. First trade on NQ, W. Should I trade micros? Yeah, I think you should trade MNQ. Yeah, on the 50K eval. Yep. Still getting used to trading futures after forex. I know, man. Same. Many years in forex. Let's see. Clubhouse, we good. Nice trade to start the week. Yes, sir. See you in Asian. See you guys in Asian. All right, cool. I think we're good, gang. Hey, I've enjoyed my time here with y'all today. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys made some money here today with us, and we'll be back tomorrow for the same routine. So same thing over and over again. We'll see you guys back tomorrow, 7:30, 7:45 a.m. Eastern-ish. And if you can, give the stream a like and sub to the channel on the way out here for me, please. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Cool? All right, G's. Peace out. Have a great day. Blessings to you and your family. And let's go. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out, G's. Don't overtrade. Don't over risk. Write down 5 things you're grateful for. And I'll see you on tomorrow's show. Peace, G's. Later.
On me, thank God we straight. Even though I might pull up late, I ain't never too late. I'm saying my grace like God is great. Decorate this ice like birthday cake. Just tap to the food, I'll make my plate. I don't mean to be rude, you fake your one last. That demon stepping, blew them thing back like Christmas past. Let go, let Christ, let go, live life. Can't help myself, you took them stripes, you took my strength. How I can't forget them folks, but try to leave my wife. I mean it, Memphis Rocky, hear your father, turn your cheek, don't fight. I'm rapping my tail off, I'm shipping the mail off. I'm getting my prayers off, taking my hands off. I wake in the morning, then get out the box like Kellogg's. So much from day to day, feel like a featherweight, gave it to God to take care of. Hey, few, I let go, let God, let me go catch my red eye. KB, that there 1K, tell them twin identical. Pride on minimal life behind these bars, my album criminal. I can't do subliminals, what you think is not this critical. Watch out, it'll go. Christ gon' trump your candidate body in this political. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I go petro, metro, retro, then I escrow my residuals. It's too formidable, them golden idols pitiful. I'm burning calves like Olympical, this is typical. Keep it minimal, teach you how to boy. I'm out here giving clinicals. Go hard as bicentennial, nothing mythical, need no rituals. Grace of God is on continual, my boy. I don't take advice from anybody who gon' tell me how to do it if they never even did it right. These days I don't waste a minute of my time reminiscing on regrets of the past. That's a different life. These days I don't need nobody's validation. These days I don't need nobody's invitation. These days I don't tell nobody what I'm doing, I just do it. If I fail, keep it pushing till I get it right. Yeah, these days I've been wide awake, I never sleep late. Got a lot to do, I treat a Sunday like a weekday. Do it for my son, set the table, I need 3 plates. Have my cake and eat it, baby, don't forget the cheesecake. Got it, yeah, they know I got it. Confidence contagious, so the ones around me caught it. Everybody waiting on me, hoping I'ma drop it. I feel like all this weight is on me, still I'm never stopping. No, that is not a, yeah, pushing myself to the limit. I set a goal, but still I never feel enough when I get it. Cause when I go and all these feelings overflow to the ceiling, it's like a hole just open up and I don't know how to fill it. I tell them, look, I don't make mistakes, the mistakes made me. Drop songs when I write them, I don't wait 8 weeks. They do focus on the image now, but that ain't me. Lot of rats taking pics, that's why they say cheese. Lately I've been feeling like there's something off. Lot of friends used to show me love, ain't showing love at all. Yeah, only cheer me on when I was underdog. Running up the numbers, everybody keep on running off. Funny how they wanted me to win until I passed them. Now all of a sudden they be talking in the past tense. He was this, he was that, like I changed up, had a kid, I'm a dad, gotta make funds. These days, everybody focus on the he say and she say. Acting up and trying to make a scene like a screenplay. Try to be original but end up as a remake. Spend a lot of time thinking about how I'ma be great. I just stick to the plan. Yeah, I'm focused on the music, not a pick for the gram. Stay true to my supporters, yes, I did it for them. So even when I get hot, never switch on a fan. These days, I don't take advice from anybody who gon' tell me how to do it if they never even did it right. These days, I don't waste a minute of my time reminiscing on regrets of the past. That's a different life. These days, I don't need nobody's validation. These days, I don't need nobody's invitation. These days, I don't tell nobody what I'm doing, I just do it. If I fail, keep it pushing till I get it right.
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, is no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen. Better, bring a better.